We'll see.
If this does eventually become law, what do you think the consequences of it are going to be?
Well, I think there will be immediate challenges throughout the country. The difficulty we all face is that if a particular idea is a good idea, it would stand the test of whether it could apply to all persons. And could we, for example, stand still if someone said that the principal tenets of Buddhism or Hinduism could be posted in schools throughout the United States? I think that's a fair framing of the issue, and that's what the courts will be faced with if this, in fact, becomes law.
All right, Mr. Roger Sanders, thanks for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Inflation doesn't appear to be a problem, at least not for now. Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan told Congress today that inflation remains in check, but preemptive action should be taken to prevent any threat to continued economic growth. By using the word preemptive, Greenspan was sending a signal that the Federal Reserve may act soon to raise short-term interest rates to slow the economy before signs of inflation begin to show.
We should be, because modest preemptive action can obviate the need of more drastic actions at a later date, and that could destabilize the economy.
According to Greenspan, labor productivity has not grown fast enough to accommodate the increased demand for that labor. Community leaders in and around Ardmore are coming together today to learn what they can do to bring economic development to southern Oklahoma. Christie Massey has been following this story and joins us now live in our Ardmore studios with more. Christie.
Well, Amanda, the Oklahoma Department of Commerce hosted an economic development seminar today. The goal is to try and show small communities what they can do with the limited funding they have to work with. It's called Economic Development on a Shoestring. That's because most of the city leaders here are from small communities that don't have extra money to develop their cities. Instead, the conference teaches them ways to use tourism and tax incentives to draw in developers.
Big budget, but when I'm in Hieldon or Marietta or Madill, they don't have a big budget. And so how do we do the best as partners? How do we allocate the money to get the most bang out of our bucks?
Organizers bring in speakers that are already having success in their communities. And the hope is those attending will be able to take some of those money-saving strategies back into their hometowns. Amanda?
All right, thanks a lot, Christie. Well, some local businesses in Sherman put their fire safety to the test today.
These fire extinguishers are tagged, and they let us know.
Firefighters hit the streets of Sherman this morning looking for everything from expired fire extinguishers to faulty electrical systems. It's all part of a 3-year-old program designed to work with businesses and prevent fires before it's too late.
Everybody's really generally pretty good about getting to these things in a timely manner. So, the citizens of Sherman do realize that it's important to make sure that the city is safe, and this is a big part of it. So.
Tonight at 6, we'll take a look at what firefighters found today and see just how safe some Sherman businesses really are. Well, if you head to Sulphur, you could take a step back into traditional Chickasaw culture. We'll tell you about it a little bit later on in the show. And more tensions in Kosovo as the balance of power shifts dramatically from Serbs to Albanians. But that doesn't mean peace has come to the area. But first, these cooler temperatures have been a nice break for us today. Alan Crone is in next to tell us just how long it's going to last.
Brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealer.
It's not just about making plans. It's about making a difference. It's about moving and taking an interest rather than merely earning it. At Edward Jones, it's never just about investing. It's about moving you and your dreams. Edward Jones, investing in you and your dreams. Look at it. Cosmic stars, a beginning and a warning. One universe, such immense size, it stretches out beyond infinity. Makes you feel kind of tiny, doesn't it? Hey, Yoda, you're 6 inches tall. Everything makes you feel tiny.
There's nothing tiny about the big New Yorker pizza from Pizza Hut. It's 16 inches of pizza big enough to feed your crew. And it's just $9.99. Only at Pizza Hut.
Well, I hope you're proud of yourselves. You've convinced my insane husband to go back up in that stupid beer stand and have another one of his sales where he practically gives the furniture away.
That's right, folks. Saturday will be up in this deer stand all day long from 9 to 8, selling everything up to 80% off. Be here Saturday to see the crazy man in the deer stand, and I'll save you money.
I want you to know I'm holding you all responsible for this.
Designers Market Inventory Clearance Sale going on right now on Texoma Parkway in Sherman.
It's the month to save on brand new Pontiacs from Brad Fenton Motors. That's because Brad Fenton has this year's biggest and best inventory of new Pontiacs right now. Brad Fenton has Bonnevilles, Grand Prix, Grand Dams, Firebirds, and Sunfire. Hey, we've got them all. And we've also got a super selection of Pontiac Maxwell courtesy cars at incredible savings. The temperature's going up, prices are coming down, and we're ready to deal. So don't wait around, don't drive around. Just come in today and save at Southern Oklahoma's volume Pontiac dealer, Brad Fenton Motors, 401 North Commerce in Ardmore. Clouds and cooler weather today, and we'll take it in the middle of June. Here's Dr. 12 Live, 300 nautical mile range, and nothing on the radar. Right now, across the area, though, we have partly cloudy conditions, 78 in Sherman, 78 east-northeast winds at 4. Humidity at 65%, pressure is falling from 30.15. At the Channel 12 studios in Ardmore, partly cloudy broken conditions, sunshine off and on 76 now. Humidity is 61%, northeast winds at 10, pressure falling slightly from 30.18. And in Paris it is 78, humidity is 55%, and northeast winds at 9. Well, normally on a day like this, we should be around 92 to 93 with the overnight low of 68 to 72, and there were a lot of folks today in the 70s and lower 80s. And look what the models are doing for tomorrow. Look at this, 70 in Sherman, 67 in Ardmore, and 73 in Paris. Why would it take our temperatures down even further? Well, I think the model is trying to bring in a lot of cloud cover and a broad area of rain across the northern sections of Texoma. We'll talk more about this specifically tonight at 6, but there is a system out to the west. I think most of the active weather will remain to the west and to the north, and the other models are around 80 degrees, 81 degrees tomorrow for the high. And for the most part, I think we're going to be right in the middle, around 77 to maybe 82, 83 degrees, depending upon the exact location. But the bottom line is a little cooler than normal for this time of the year. Here's the water vapor imagery. So we're looking at mid and upper level moisture and also drier air. And the dark areas would indicate the dry air. And this is the main trough. And this trough is continuing to push off to the east. There is a short wave, and you can see this rotation here that is lifting out. And that is helping to drag a frontal boundary across parts of the Four Corners area. And we are seeing some showers and thunderstorms here. And the main trough is also responsible for a broad area of shower and thunderstorm activity. There is also a little area of low pressure that's helping to bring some onshore flow in. And you can see what we have. We do have the showers and thunderstorms Intermountain region up to parts of Montana, but it's the East Coast right now that's really getting a lot of heavy precipitation. Most of this now starting to move offshore, and even across parts of Louisiana and also the Texas Gulf Coast, we continue to see showers. This is the next system that potentially will affect our area, and it will lift out tonight and then continue to show showers and thunderstorms across eastern New Mexico and southeastern Colorado. No severe weather is expected across this area, even though 1 or 2 thunderstorms could reach strong to severe limits. You can see that our boundary has pushed all the way offshore, and right now a stable air mass across much of the area. The clouds hang around today for quite a while, and then they're starting to fill back in as this plume of moisture in the mid and upper levels continues to spill over across the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. And in fact, it's 70 in Amarillo, it's 67 in Dodge City, 75 from Tulsa down to Oklahoma City, 79 in Oklahoma, and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And the moisture content, we have 50-degree isodrosotherms here. So this is the dew point area of 50s and then the 60s and 70s. So the moisture is about across this area, and we'll try to move back the next 24 to 36 hours. The return of the moisture is paramount to get ready for this next system out to the west in terms of maybe some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. About a 20% chance. Look at the highs today. 80 in Atoka. 82 in Atoka. 77 in Ardmore. 77 in Sherman and Denison. And 76 degrees in Colgate. Over the next 24 hours, this next system will start to lift out into parts of Oklahoma and Texas. There will be an opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then later in the period, Sunday into Monday, we'll have this warmer air starting to move across the area. Partly cloudy tonight, about 60 for most of us. In southern Oklahoma, a few folks could make it down to 58 degrees. So northeast winds at 5 to 10. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, temperature around 81. 20% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, even though I think most of that will remain to the north and northwest. And we'll talk more about this coming up tonight on First News at 6.
All right, thanks a lot, Alan. A convoy of Serb civilians was apparently attacked today by Kosovo Liberation Army guerrillas who were dressed as Italian troops and carrying NATO badges. It happened just a mile and a half away from an Italian K4 checkpoint. The youngest victim was 16 years old. Further down the road, Italian K4 troops stopped KLA soldiers who were driving in unmarked cars. The Italian troops confiscated an Albanian flag. Relief agencies are delivering supplies to Kosovo today. About 100 tons of flour went to a central collection station in the province. That's where village leaders came to pick up the supplies for about 2,000 displaced people. Aid workers say another 100 tons of plastic sheeting and window covers will arrive tomorrow. The mining groups are trying to clear the roads so the program can expand. Coming up in sports, the Stanley Cup Finals have returned to Dallas. Game number 5 is scheduled for tonight. But will Dallas be without some of their top stars? Sports is up next. Stay tuned.
Need something to put drive in your game?
Then get to Ford Summer Savings Days at your Ford dealer, featuring the season's best deals on Oklahoma's best-selling cars and trucks. Hey, drive a Ford Ranger for only $169 a month. Get financing as low as 2.9% on the legendary Ford Mustang, or 1.9% financing on Explorer Sport. It's Ford Summer Savings Days, so get in the game. Make your move. See your Ford dealer today, home of the #1 selling cars and trucks in Oklahoma. It's time for Heilig Myers Make Room for Savings.
Contestants, what did you all turn this room
into this room?
2,000? 2,300.
I bought that same look at another store last week for $24.99.
Right now at Heilig Myers, you get this 5-piece living room for $9.99. And there are similar savings on rooms throughout the store.
I could have saved $1,500.
Only if you make room for savings at Heilig Myers.
Opinions vary on what to do in a swimming pool, but all pool owners agree on what should be in their pools. Water that's brilliant, clear, and sparkling. BioGuard makes pool care products to make your water picture perfect. And our network of nationwide authorized dealers give you professional advice you can't get anyplace else. Luckily for pool owners everywhere, BioGuard's idea of pool care is simply brilliant.
Discount Home Improvements in Sherman and Paris, your official BioGuard dealer. Come by for free water analysis.
Hey, you want some great Mexican food?
Garcia's in Denison. It's the place for food and fun. People come from everywhere. We treat you good because we care. Delicious food that serves just right. Stimulates your appetite. You're looking for Tex-Mexican. Garcia's has to be the one. So bring your friends and family too. We got a plate that's right for you. We're open 7 days a week. Just try us once and you'll agree. Garcia's is the place to be.
Garcia's, Texoma's favorite Mexican food.
The last time the Stanley Cup Finals were tied at 2 games apiece was back in 1991. That series involved the Minnesota North Stars and Pittsburgh Penguins. Well, Pittsburgh was your eventual winner in that one. But now it's turned to 1999, and the North Stars are no longer. It's the Dallas Stars who look to have the advantage in this Stanley Cup, and it now has turned into a best-out-of-3 series, with 2 of those games being at home in Dallas. And the good news for Stars fans is that it looks like Brett Hull might be back on the ice. That's a shot of Hull today at practice. The team is planning to make it a game-time decision. Now the returning Star may be left winger Benoit Hogue. All these comebacks make Stars coach Ken Hitchcock like his newfound options.
Hogue continues to be the player or can get somewhere close to the player he was before he got hurt. Then we have that option of throwing Benny up there too. We've got a lot of options.
Moving on to the Cowboys. It's been a good week for the boys. Yesterday, Michael Irvin returned to practice and cleared up any possible trade rumors. Well, today was prime time. Who was getting on Dallas's good side? The Cowboys and Deion Sanders agreed to a contract extension. All this coming despite Sanders' injury problems to his big toe and the team's persistent salary cap problems. Terms of the deal were not disclosed. Finally, in baseball, last night the Texas Rangers got a rare victory in the Big Apple. Coming into play, Texas had lost 7 straight in New York. But yesterday, it was Lee Stevens doing a little Bronx bombering of his own. That put the Rangers up for good. Texas starter Rick Helling pitched 7 shutout innings in the 3-0 victory. Ruben Mateo also added an RBI double in the 7th. Tonight, it's going to be Aaron Seeley going up against Roger Clemens. Starting time for that one is 6:35. And, of course, game number 5 tonight in Dallas. Matt Lawson and Clay Williams, they're there, and I hope they have a good time again.
It ought to be an exciting one.
Very exciting series.
Thanks a lot, Mike. A fun day on some wave runners can turn deadly if the riders aren't safe about it. We'll talk about the consequences coming up next on Medical Minute.
Summer's the best time to get out and see the sights. And you can really get out there this year with the Jeep Summer of Fun going on now. Head for the sun in an all-new $359 a month Grand Cherokee Laredo. Now with more power, luxury, and capability than ever. And all for only $359 a month. So hurry in for these incredible deals today, before the summer of fun is just another memory. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Do I have trouble making up my mind? No. Well, maybe sometimes. Okay, yeah, I do. But with dozens and dozens of flavors to choose from at Brahms, who wouldn't? Well, with this 2 half-gallons for $6 special, I don't have to choose. Except between flavors with fruit or with nuts or... Ooh, then there's the candies. Oh, man. I could get 4.
Ice cream and frozen yogurt, half-gallons, 2 for $6 now at Brahms.
Hi, I'm Janie Clare at Apple Furniture. After 22 years in the furniture business, I have chosen to retire and close our Ardmore location.
We've got furniture and appliances wall-to-wall and treetop tall. 22 years in the furniture business. We're closing up. Quitting business prices. First come, first serve. Get the best deals. Come on in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We'll remain open Thursday through Friday till 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday till 6 p.m. at our 201 West Broadway, Ardmore location.
Big trucks, little trucks, work trucks, all kinds of trucks, all priced to sell now at your Southern 10 Chevy dealers. Get the best-selling trucks in Southern Oklahoma, including the all-new Silverado, at a price that will save you thousands, like 0.9% 36-month financing on S10s, 1.9% on Blazers, or 0% on Venture vans, or get factory cash back up to $750 like models. So if you're thinking about buying a new truck, hurry to your Southern 10 Chevy dealers, because in Southern Oklahoma, we drive Chevy.
It's summer, and you've probably heard the warnings. Personal watercraft can be dangerous if you aren't safe about using them. Ellen Sawko talked with Dr. William Nance today about the consequences.
Dr. Nance, you have seen victims of personal watercraft accidents. What were the causes of those accidents?
Well, you can usually break it down to 3 things: speed, speed, and speed.
Oh, very diverse.
Very diverse. These things go very fast.
Yeah.
And you think you're in the lake where you're in the water and you're not going to get hurt. But when these things come to a sudden stop, then you impact on a very hard surface, the metal of the fiberglass, or run into a boat or a dock or something on the shore.
Can even hitting the water the wrong way cause a serious injury?
It can, but usually our injuries involve impact injuries. People jump the wake, come down hard, the craft stops, and they hit their face on the craft, or come down twisting an arm or leg and breaking it, or more tragically running out in front of a speedboat, or I've even had injuries from people running up on the shore and hitting trees and parked cars.
So the types of injuries that you've seen, you've mentioned broken bones, and anything beyond that?
Well, we've had the number of fatalities in the last several years, too. Because, again, these things go very fast, and when you impact something, it's at a high rate of speed.
Right. Very often you see children riding these. I know if you're as young as 13 and you've gone through the safety course, you can drive one. Do you see a lot of injuries involving children?
We've seen a few, but most injuries happen to teenagers. And the highest rate of drownings is among adolescent males, and that reflects in personal watercraft also.
Life jackets are required with personal watercraft. Are the people who are using them wearing them?
Often they aren't, and that's very tragic.
They're not?
They're often not, and if you hit your head on one of these things or get stunned momentarily, a minor incident can turn into a fatality if you're not wearing your personal flotation device.
Speaking from the first-hand experience, the victims of these accidents that you have seen, what are the safety recommendations that you would make for people who are heading out to the lake this summer?
Well, first of all, learn how to operate your craft. You know, look at the safety video, practice away from obstacles, make sure everybody knows how to operate it. There are some peculiarities of these craft that are prone to get you in trouble. When you close the throttle on one of these craft, you no longer have steering. So a common scenario, somebody comes up on a boat or somebody in the water at a high rate of speed, turns off the throttle and then tries to steer and nothing happens. So you really have to learn how to operate these safely. Wear your life preserver. Don't be intoxicated any more than you would drive a motorcycle or a car. And don't horse around boats and close to the shore.
All right, well, we hear these from the Coast Guard and the Corps, but it's good to hear them from somebody who has seen the results if we don't heed them. Dr. Nance, thank you for being with us today.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
I'm Ellen Sawko at the Texoma Medical Center.
Coming up next, a look at what you can find on our webpage today. But first, Dan Rather has a look at the top stories on tonight's CBS Evening News.
Tonight's broadcast will have the latest on the showdown over gun control in Congress and today's vote that would let public schools display the 10 Commandments in an effort to help fight juvenile crime. And are cell phones a health hazard?
What's your idea of the perfect minivan? Is it the most luxurious, one with a leather-trimmed and preferred suede interior, heated front seats, and dual-zone temperature control? Or is it America's lowest-priced minivan that still includes features like easy-out roller seats and air conditioning? There's only one place to choose from the complete selection of award-winning minivans. Your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. Now get $1,000 cash allowance or 1.9% APR on Chrysler and Plymouth minivans.
There's no place like home. It has a certain magic all its own. And memories are made there every day. Collecting each moment one by one, while over the years each day becomes a lifetime of good times shared along the way. Have yourself a Bluebell Country Day.
Product quality, price, and location. Just a few of the reasons to buy your next genuine Chevrolet at Holiday Chevrolet in Whitesboro. Just west of Pressure, Holiday Chevrolet carries a full line of genuine Chevrolet cars and trucks. And the one and only Chevy Suburban. You'll never feel more relaxed and pressure-free than dealing with the friendly and courteous sales staff. Come home to great people, great prices, great product, and a great North Texas location. Holiday Chevrolet, Highway 82, Whitesboro, just west of Pressure.
If this house could talk, it wouldn't tell you about the custom cabinets in each Fleetwood home, but about Cocoa and heart-to-heart talks. And it wouldn't go on about our wall-to-wall warranty, but about kids growing 2 inches in a year. Because at Fleetwood, we know the quality that counts most in a home is the quality of life inside. Fleetwood Homes, quality for life. Call 1-800-350-2200 for a Fleetwood Homes retailer near you.
Members of the Chickasaw Nation were hard at work today in Sulphur as they try to make sure their history is not forgotten. Chickasaw elders and tribal officials began construction on a new cultural village at the Chickasaw National Recreation Park. They're creating an area that will allow park visitors to experience some of the Chickasaw culture. The new site will feature a traditional summer home and sweat lodge that will be used for demonstrations throughout the summer.
We're going to have an area that we can show how the Chickasaw Nation lived before the removal, before they got to this area. Obviously, when they came to this area, they lived pretty much in log houses. And so what I want to do is touch base with the traditional side of things.
They're hoping to have all of the construction completed by the end of today and open it public within the next week. In this digital age, doing just about anything online is becoming more popular, including banking. Banking experts say about 100,000 people do some form of banking on the internet, and that number will probably go up even more. Now, you can find out more about this trend on our webpage today. It's at KXII.com. While you're there, check out the latest news, weather, and sports all day, every day. Coming up next, we'll take a look at what we're working on for First News at 6, but now we would like to wish the following people a very happy birthday.
Lincoln, the #1 luxury line in the Southwest. Lincoln Town Car, #1 in its class in owner loyalty. With its powerful V8, smooth rear-wheel drive, leather-trimmed interior, plus standard front and side airbags. And during the Lincoln #1 celebration, it's #1 in value with low 0.9 financing that can save you up to $8,700 for a limited time. So make the #1 seller #1 with you. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Hot and spicy country style. I gotta try that. With our new $2.99 shrimp basket, choose tender breaded shrimp and 2 irresistible tastes. Hot and spicy, flavored with a zesty kick of red peppers, or country style, cooked in a savory coating of spices and corn flour. Or get some of both.
Let me guess. Hot and spicy.
Water!
Visit SeaWorld San Antonio with Six's only Hypercoaster, the Steelio discount coupons at Long John Silver's. Save $4 to SeaWorld San Antonio, $10 off after 5 p.m.
Cell phones, they're popular and safe, right? He thought so till his wife got cancer. How safe are they? Results of a major study tonight on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Here are 2 stories we're working on for First News at 6. Grayson County Cub Scouts are coming together to learn about nature. We'll tell you all about it. And time is ticking away for a Canadian inmate who faces a Texas execution. He says he didn't know he could seek help from Canadian authorities for his defense. Those stories and more are just 30 minutes away on First News at 6. That's all for 5, and the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather is coming up next. Good night.